Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
It's already been a breezy day here on the Sun Coast. We have an east wind coming in at about 20. The fact that we have increased the probability of the storm becoming a major hurricane out in the Gulf waters also increases our probability along the Sun Coast of seeing some tropical storm force winds as we head into particularly tomorrow night, but also Wednesday as well. 83 degrees the current air temperature. A little bit of cloud cover out there will hold down our daytime high temperatures. Dew point rising at 74. We'll continue to watch that dew point rise as our winds turn south and then eventually southwest right off of Gulf waters. 60% chance of seeing some storms around today. Showers and a few thunderstorms, certainly not out of the question. That threat continues into the evening hours, and we'll probably relax that a little bit during the overnight, but it'll be right back again tomorrow. We have plenty of showers coming in riding on that easterly wind flow. While not precisely involved in the circulation around Michael, these storms are riding on an enhanced east wind due to a high pressure ridge out in the Atlantic and Michael down to the south. Bands down to the south of us are indeed part of the circulation that is beginning to form around Michael, and we'll continue to watch that become closer and closer to us as we head into the next 24 hours, enhancing our rainfall chance and the potential of some heavy rainfall across the Sun Coast. 75-mile-an-hour winds currently moving north still at 7 miles per hour. The forward motion of this storm is very important to us because the slower the storm moves, and one model does have it at a much slower forward speed than two of the other important models. So if it does take that slower motion, then we have a better chance of seeing some erosion effects from the waves that propagate outward from the center along our beaches, which of course we don't want to see. The faster the storm moves, the less that risk becomes. Still, its forecast track is about 250 miles, 200 miles or so out away from our Gulf waters to the center of the storm, so that the likelihood of seeing any kind of really strong damaging winds, not very high here on the Sun Coast, but still we're going to get a good blow out of this storm, no doubt about it, particularly tomorrow night through Wednesday morning, and particularly along extreme coastal regions, Anna Maria Island, Holmes Beach, northern parts of Manatee County along the Tampa Bay waters as well. Category 3 storm, 120-mile-an-hour winds possible as it makes landfall in the Panhandle and then moves out into coastal Carolinas, where it can produce again more heavy rainfall. This is the hurricane wind forecast, and the hurricane winds stay offshore of us in this model, but another one showing the tropical storm force winds, the higher end tropical storm force winds, also keep it just off the coast. But if you go down a little bit to the lower end tropical storm force winds, you'll notice that we do have that potential along our coast. And in fact, we could see some sustained winds right along the immediate coast of 25 to 30 miles an hour with gusts as high as 35, or we could see sustained tropical storm force winds of 35 to 40 right along the immediate coast for a brief period of time. In this area shaded in yellow right here in Manatee County, we have a 30 to 40% chance of seeing tropical storm force winds. Most other places, Sarasota County, inland areas, I think we're looking at 15 to 20 mile an hour winds with some gusts as high as 30. So this is not the kind of a windstorm that's going to do terrible damage to structures, but it will push some water up on shore, and it will sling around some rain shower bands as well. As the storm lifts northward, some of these bands could contain some brief tornadoes. It's possible, but it's more than likely that we'll see the non-violent storms and the potential for some fairly heavy rainfall, maybe picking up 1 to 3 inches of rain over the course of a 24 to 48-hour period. So we'll have to watch for that as well as the storm lifts northward. Tidal heights will probably increase by 1 or 2 feet. Depends on how strong that storm gets and what its forward motion is. We'll be monitoring that. We'll look for a 60% chance of showers today, and then Tuesday, particularly Tuesday night into Wednesday all day, we'll be looking at a 90% chance of storms. And as I said, some of that rain could be heavy, gusty along the coastline. Maybe some high surf, certainly some high surf, maybe some higher tide heights that cause some wash over onto beach roads and such. We'll be watching for that. And then as the storm system lives north, we return to more seasonable weather as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.